get back to last night's action in just a moment, but first, Peter's here. Let's do Schrager bombs. All right, Peter, let's start with the team. You were on the sideline with Atlanta on Monday night. Talk to me about their superstar.
Bijan Robinson is everything you could ever want in a team leader as well as a offensive superstar. Right now, he's 21st in odds. Joe, I'm looking at you as the betting expert here for MVP. I think give it one more week. They play the San Francisco 49ers. I think he goes scorched earth, and this is a guy who I would watch out for to suddenly be in the MVP conversation. Even though he plays running back, he is the heart and soul of that team.
Last non-QB was Adrian Peterson in 2012. Keep that in mind.
Let's not gloss over how happy Harry is.
Yes.
It's delightful to see Harry dancing that way. All right, the next one. Revenge, thy name is Vrabel.
Yeah, look, there are some guys who don't have that in them, some guys who are not petty, some guys who don't even think of this stuff. Vrabel's not one of those guys. Vrabel's going to want to go into Tennessee 6 days after they fired the guy who they hired to change the culture because his wasn't the one they wanted there. And I think he's going to go absolutely scorched earth with these Patriots players. Patriots are hot. Drake May's doing his thing. The Titans are at the very bare bottom of what they ever could have imagined to have been. And I don't think Vrabel's going to hold any punches going back into that building.
Yes, we said the other day, they might be up 30 points and go for 2 late in the game. All right, finally, how about the New York Football Giants?
I think this is the biggest Giants game since their playoff loss to Philadelphia a couple of years ago. The excitement right now amongst Giants fans and in this market is unmatched. And Greeny, I want to present you with something here. We had the NYC mayoral debate yesterday. I already have the case. If you're not happy with the candidates in New York, and I know many aren't, this might be the one. Bart Scott, a couple of weeks ago, I said the Giants were going to beat the Chargers, and he said, oh, you're just a Giants fan.
That is true.
I'm going to give this shirt to you as the Jets fan. You can enjoy it. Dart Scatterboo 25. Who's coming with me? Let's go!
These are the only 2 that's keeping my radio show even on the air. I'll ride with it.
You know, it's interesting. Okay, so that's awesome. And it actually could not more perfectly set up the conversation because you're excited, the city is excited, and I think generally fans who don't have a horse in the race are excited to see these 2 young players. But you were making the point that the Denver Broncos, who are there playing this weekend with a pretty tough defense, they're going to be listening to all of this noise and they're going to see it different.
Yeah, 1,000%. Jonathan Cooper just got interviewed, right? And he talked about, hey, Jackson Darter's running around with a chain on. He's celebrating. They're doing these flips. When you have a young quarterback in this league that is having success like Jackson Dart, and he's doing it in the manner that he's doing it, you're going to have defensive players that feel some type of way. I'm not sitting here saying that Jackson Dart is doing anything wrong, but when you have the #1 defense in third downs, the second in total defense, first in sacks, third in pass defense, 6th in run defense, and you have multiple guys with 3 or more sacks, they're going to feel some type of way. They want their piece of the pie. They want some of that young buck.
I'm trying to read your face.
Well, that's just youthful exuberance. And just listen, all great defensive players find things to be mad about. It didn't matter if he was the most perfect, most polite. Russell Wilson, yes, sir. Jonathan Cooper was going to find something. Rookie. Right, he was going to find something to be pissed about. And listen, I was over there in London. I saw this defense firsthand. Listen, they don't have any cracks, and they just experienced a Justin Fields type of athletic quarterback. I think they're going to use Hufanga down there in the box because when you have Patrick Surtain, they have the Giants have no type of receivers. They're going to lock that down and add an 8th man to the box.
Giants have lost 8 straight road games, and they have not won back-to-back games since 2023. This game is huge, and I think everyone's going to be watching, and this is a real test. Is this just a fun flash in the pan and the Amazon postgame show, they're ripping their shirts off with Fitzy, the whole thing? Or is this for real? And I think Giants fans are leaning all the way in.
Fortenbaugh, I see that you're taking the Giants with the points.
Yeah, this one won't be comfortable. There's ones that you run away with, and then there are ones that are going to be uncomfortable. This is going to be uncomfortable. A lot of talk about Denver defense. A lot of talk about Denver defense. Anyone want to talk about the offense? You're going to cover 7.5 points. You're going to have to put some points up on the board.
Yeah.
I saw him score 13 against the Jets. Not really sure that's a juggernaut of a defense, but okay. 21 against Philly. They're struggling this year. 20 against Tennessee. That's going to be the key to covering 7.5. You can win this game, but that hook represents an entire additional scoring drive. I'd look to the Giants, but again, you'll need some Pepto-Bismol.
Okay, we'll see how that one goes. Our next stop, Minnesota, as we are flying through games today. The Eagles looking to halt a 2-game skid against the Vikings. Philly outscored by 21 points across those 2 games. Yesterday, here on our set, Will Compton had this to say about the defending Super Bowl champs.
The Philadelphia Eagles are done. Fly, Eagles, fly. It is fall. Eagles fall. They're struggling to run the football. Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the football. They have question marks on defense right now. Their record 4-2 is a pig with lipstick. They could easily be 1-5, and I think the Eagles are in trouble.
Eagles in trouble. Are you buying it, Bartholomew?
No, you can say that about every team. We said that about the Kansas City Chiefs a couple of weeks ago. One thing I know, the Dodgers of the football world, Harry Roseman is going to get whatever this team needs by the trade deadline. He always does. And we can't count out the champions. They're too talented, and they'll figure out a way how to win this year. I don't think they're done. Are they Super Bowl favorites? I don't know about that, but done, no.
I would agree with you. Done, I think he was saying that.
They're still Final Four type of contender.
I think he was being a bit extreme.
But perhaps. I guess the point they're making is, are they going to get it back together again, or could this be starting to show shades of 2 years ago when things started to really start to slide and fall apart, and the vibes feel off
100%.
there. Now, vibes
They
are
lost a
always
lot of leadership, Greeny.
They're always one good game away from vibes coming right back again.
Right.
But are we worried about the vibes?
So I believe the offenses, they're going to find their identity. They're going to get it together.
What is it? What should their identity be?
Well, number one, Saquon Barkley. You have to run the football.
They can't do it.
But you have to be committed to it.
Right.
But then, from a pass standpoint, if you're Jalen Hurts, you have to trust yourself. You have to anticipate throws. You're a veteran quarterback now. You should not be waiting to see guys open to let the ball go and let it fly. Trust your receivers. Trust yourself. Get it done. The thing that I'm most worried about when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles is their defense.
Yeah.
You're talking about their 21st in total defense, 27th versus the run, and then 26th in third downs. They have 9 sacks in 6 games, Greeny. Last year they had 18. The inability to affect the quarterback is really hurting this team defensively.
Peter, if you're an Eagles fan, you're generally cranky, but should you be genuinely worried right now?
There's always a bravado with Eagles fans, too, where it's like, how dare you question us? This is the first time in the last couple years where it's, wait, maybe we are looking at ourselves and saying, are we the same team? You hit it on the head with that 2023 comparison. They went in-house. They promoted Brian Johnson. It didn't work out. They did the same exact thing when Kellen Moore left. They went in-house. They promoted Kevin Patullo, and now there's questions whether he's the guy. I will add this. Vibes-wise, last week, losing to the Giants the way they did, and then the Saquon documentary being promoted all week, then being on after, there was questions of like, okay, what are we right now? Because that didn't look great either.
No, I mean, there are legitimate questions there. And Joe, I see you're taking the Vikings with the points.
They're the play. They've had 2 weeks to get ready for this game. Offensive line's getting healthy. Key to the game, Jalen Hurts struggles against both zone coverage and the blitz, something Minnesota loves to do. 3rd highest blitz rate in the NFL. Hurts ranks right around 26th in quarterback rating when facing the blitz this season. Look for all his unders in this game. Minnesota gets it done.
Feels like a very important game for both teams. Final word.
Who's playing quarterback for Minnesota?
That's a good question.
That is the question.
Who's playing quarterback for the Giants? Who's playing quarterback? Like, it doesn't matter. They're not going to be able to score points. That's the problem with that offense. We're talking about what's wrong with the Eagles. They're not hungry. They're one of the worst fourth quarter teams in the NFL. That's when hunger shows up, the time to go out and win the game. They're not hungry. They're resting on the championship.
So, it's hard to make a starving, what was the expression? It's hard to make a full man starving?
I thought it was pig on a lipstick.
It's hard to get up and do road work in the morning when you're sleeping in silk pajamas.
That's exactly right.